And we're back. Welcome to the Way Different Show. It's your boy G, and I got my special guest here.
That's right. I'm here, Mr. Abebe B. Lewis.
It's nice to have you, and nice to have you. So everybody who's tuning into the show, Mr. Wade is currently in Chicago right now. He will be calling in, so you will hear his voice pretty much nagging me and stuff like that, but I ain't gonna say too much. BB, I'm so glad to have you here, bro.
No, definitely. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
So if everybody who's tuning in right now, we're about to get into brand marketing. We're about to get into the life of Bibi, the music, the original bad boy.
No problem.
Wagwan.
Wagwan, chilling.
I don't speak patois, but I could try.
That was pretty good. You
know what I mean? Yeah, just like how I play my defense on you, bro. I was gonna bring it on the show. If you guys don't know, me and Bibi played a game in LA Fitness, and he was doing his little thing, came on the court, and that was history from there, right?
Yeah. No comment until we get real footage, so y'all can really see.
So tell me, all right. So since you're the original bad boy, tell me about the inner circle, because you are the president of Circle House Studios. How did you guys start it off? How did that legacy begin off?
Well, the legacy, it starts with my dad, Inner Circle. They been in the reggae business for over 50 years. They're based in Jamaica, then moved to Miami. The original lead singer was a guy named Jacob Miller, which was a huge singer, one of the first artists that Chris Blackwell signed along with Bob Marley in Jamaica, who happened to die in a car accident around like 1984.
Unfortunately.
And then from there, my dad kind of restructured everything and took everything to the States. And when he came to the States here, we opened a studio called Circle Sound, where that was original studio that was in Broward County. And that's where Two Live Crew recorded, Michael Sterling, and so many other artists, Caribbean artists like Super Cat, Tennyson. He had a song called Ring the Alarm. They may know because you may not know the name. But that was like
Ring the Alarm.
Ring the Alarm.
I know.
Yeah, that was like the hub where, because they were like pioneers with studios, because a lot of people would make their money and really don't put it back into the business, and they was really one of the first people to really open a studio, what I'm saying, where you could come record, you could come vibe, and then you know how Jamaican vibe is. It's good vibes, you know what I'm saying? So it's always good vibes. So they built the studio from the musician aspect first. They didn't really build a studio to make money. It wasn't like a money thing. The money was gonna come with the music. It wasn't like hourly charge, and it's not about that. It's really about the music. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's gonna really pay.
I think you need to say that one more time, because I think that's a big problem here in South Florida.
Yes, it is.
I feel like everybody's after the dollar. Of course, you gotta be after the dollar, but I think that's where your side hustle should come in.
Amen.
So it don't interrupt the artistry behind
100%. Your intentions got to be clean, and then don't go into it for the money. Of course, you want to make money, but the money will come if you build it from the other aspect. The money will will flow out the doors if you just really believe in what you're doing and love what you're doing, and that's what you want to do.
Yeah. So for the ones who probably tuning in right now, let the people know what you guys are famous for, like that national anthem out there.
Yeah, what my dad is famous for, Inner Circle, original Bad Boys. They're famous for the theme song for Cops that comes on every day called Bad Boys. Bad Boys, Bad Boys, what you gonna do? That song did a lot for me. That song sent me to college. That song sent me to, it was a good song, because, with music and publishing and owning your rights and your writers. And, of course, it being on Cops for over 25 years. That was the first song.
Y'all still get a check for that?
Yes. That was the first song.
That check still look pretty.
It looks nice. Looks very nice for my father, So
shout out to your father.
Yes, Mr. Ian Lewis, great man right there. Taught me a lot in this business, and ownership is definitely everything, and owning your publishing is definitely everything, So with them, they were just like pioneers with the music industry here in Miami. They started trends and started things and had equipment that nobody else really had, and they were just so different because, like you said, they came from the musical aspect. They also opened their own pressing plant where they were also pressing their own music and records, where people would come to them to press records. So they were
they had their own distribution.
Their own recording studio. So they kind of taught the industry here in Miami, about how to
that I did not know about.
As you work, you have your own internally thing. So your record comes in demand, you go press it up. You press 1,000 vinyls, then you can go to all the little vinyl stores. Like, remember, you had Specs, you had Rankin Records, you had so many different vinyl stores of which you can go sell your vinyls. You know what I'm saying? You drop 30 off at Rankin Records, you drop another off at Specs, and by the time you look, all of them are gone, and you're doing 1,000 vinyls in a week. And, you know, for an independent person, that's pretty good, you know?
Damn.
So, you know, now it's streams, you know, but back then it was vinyls, cassettes, then it went to CDs, and then, you know, from there it went to streaming.
So you mentioned that your father is famously known for the music production behind Cops. How do you feel when you realize this is like a song that actually complements a blockbuster, you know, set to be released in January 2020?
Yeah, it's amazing. This is Bad Boys 3 with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. And what's so great about it is, like, it's not just the theme song. The name of the movie is Bad Boys.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, where most people, they get the theme song or the songs in the movie, but the movie is called Bad Boys. And actually, I think the first or the second one was called Bad Boys, What You Gonna Do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's crazy with branding, and it was a blessing with that song. You know, even though they have more hits, because they have the song "The Sweat Girl," I'm gonna make you sweat. You know, because, you know, one thing you do is when you have a reggae hit, it goes international. You know, automatically international. You're in Romania, you're in London, you're in Japan, you're in China, you're in Malaysia, you're in so many different places. Reggae, you know, Bob Marley has knocked that door down for reggae, where it's just so big, you know, where you could just do so many things, and everybody loves reggae because it's like so much of feel-good music, you know, makes you feel good. You know?
Did your music afford you to go visit those places?
Well, I didn't go on tour with my dad much, because I stayed here and was like manning the marketing and trying to understand the algorithms of marketing and just keeping up with things. And it's hard because when you're traveling like that, your social media and your internet's not working. I do go with them some places, but they've traveled to Malaysia and Dove show. At every place I've mentioned, they have done concerts at, big festivals. And, like, what differentiates them from the typical reggae hit is they had a pop hit, and that went pop. So they're doing shows with a bunch of different people. You know, they're doing shows with huge artists, Afrojack, and different shows like your typical reggae artist won't do, because the reggae artist had a reggae hit. They had a hit, a flat out smash hit, and then Sweat came right behind that and was solidified them as a non-one hit wonder. Even though VH1 put us at one hit wonder, we know one hit wonder VH1. You know.
Well, you heard
I still like the promo though. It was great
from
promo.
The original Bad Boy. Don't try him.
Don't try me.
What
Don't
you
try
gonna
me.
do?
What you gonna do?
So, you know, you being into the music business, you being able to put a lot of people on.
Yes.
Why are you now moving more into the marketing aspect? I'm not saying that you was never a part of it, but why are you making it your top priority now?
Well, I'm really making it my top priority now because the fact of it is like I see a need for it, especially here in Miami, you know, where there's no place like this where, man, like, I can go from Little Jamaica on 441 to Little Haiti to Little Havana to Coral Gables, which is more like, you know, upscale, to Brickell, to, I call Miami like the melting pot. You have Rolling Loud, you got Cayocho, you got Art Basel, we got Super Bowl coming in January. So to really accentuate us, because Miami people are just different, I think, you know, and we're different than any other city, any other place, because we're so cultured with those cultures. Like, you know, like I in one day I can eat like 5 different foods authentically made, you know, from a Creole person, from a Jamaican person.
Many different options.
And it takes the right person to understand that demographic to sell to all those different, those handlers, you know. So if you have a person like myself who is a Jamaican American, I call myself a Jamaican, that could understand that and be able to sell those different things to, you know, those different places. Because right now, like, look at it, you have so many, you have Dutch Pot, you have Donna's, you have all these different places. They're like drive-through Jamaican restaurants. When I was coming up, there was no thing like, you couldn't drive through no Jamaican restaurant. You had to actually go into the Jamaican restaurant. I know like on 441, and what's that, 441 and 189th, you have like 5 Jamaican restaurants like within 2 blocks, and one of them is going to be 2 stories. So like the movement of the Caribbean and the Latin is just growing so much. You know, the Latins moving because they're killing the music game with your Bad Bunny, your Pitbull, your Nicki Jam, and all of them. They're murdering the game, and they're all locally here, living here in Miami. You know, so like, when do you get that? You know, like you don't really get that leisure pleasure like that to be so accessible to those people, and those people being so accessible to you. You know, that's why I just saw that opening, that need, that reggae mixed with reggaeton, or that reggaeton mixed with pop, that Afrobeat mixed with Creole. That, like, where do you get that? Like, there's no place like that. You know,
you're right. So you know I'm here with the original Bad Boy Baby. We're gonna be right back after these commercial breaks, so stay tuned.
It's another episode of Way Different. This is live from the dojo. We got Z-Man in the building. We got Charlie Bravo in the building. And you know you got me, the 365 Ninja. From the moment Mari enter, what's on me agenda? Find a shorty like she Dory, then I bring her to my center. Rose and margaritas pouring straight up out the blender. Chanel number 5, as it lingers, I remember what's your name, what's your sign. Damn, you know you fine. Baby, all that ass, girl, I gotta make you mine. Daydreaming while I'm driving, how you looking from behind? If you feel the way I'm feeling, why the we wasting time? I deliver, make.
We all have dreams. So, I mean, I know people say, they probably think I'm used to it, you know what I'm saying, by now, but it's still a dream being in the NBA. You know, I still play 2K with those guys. So.
Which is why we end up as strongest, though. Let's be clear.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey.
Right, do you like to get? Do you like to get right? Do you like to get it on in the middle of the night? If you feel the way I'm feeling, then we gon' be alright. I say green light at the green light, don't stop.
And we're back on the Way Different show. Right now we got Wade on the line with us. I know he's about to go ahead and scrutinize me right quick. So go ahead, Mr. Wade.
Hi, everybody. What's up? Welcome back to the Way Different show. I'm Dwayne Wade Sr. Yeah, I ain't do that bad. I ain't hurt you today.
That's all you got?
Yo, I'm here. I'm in there.
Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Madison, Wisconsin.
Madison, Wisconsin. You buy me anything? Because, you know, you always shopping and shit.
Yeah, you know, I got a gift for you. I always got a gift for you, my brother.
Hey, make sure it's expensive, though. You know what I mean? My wrist looking kind of funny right now.
Yeah, but how you know it's going to be for your wrist?
I mean, it's time for a Rolex, man. I think it's time for a promotion, man.
A wristwatch is a promotion.
Yeah,
huh?
man. I can't be messing with them spaghettis no more, man. You always making them spaghettis. I need the Rolex, bro.
No, that's how we do this.
Yeah, that's how we do it. So we here with the original Bad Boy, Mr. Wade, and he just gone ahead and told us that, you know, how to properly put your package, you know, how to properly look into the network. You know, if you're going to be involved in the music game, these are the key things you need to look into. Gave us a little background about his family, and it's really nice to have BB here. You feel me, Mr. Wade?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So how long you and BB go back?
I met BB when I pretty much when I first got here. And we did some things together. Like I think first thing we started doing was I did some karaoke.
Yeah.
Karaoke.
Out that spot, and I did some karaoke. And then later on, I ended up moving right around the corner from the same spot we did the karaoke at.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I can see why he didn't sign you.
I think I met his dad, you know, and stuff like that. I went over to the studio, met his dad, and stuff like that, and I was impressed, man, with Pops and them, and they told me some good stuff because I used to do music back in the day, and he gave me some good advice on some things I should do in music at this age, you know what I'm saying? So it was a good time hanging out with BB, no doubt. So I hung out with you a couple of times, my brother.
Yeah, a couple of times we went out, man, hung out, had a good time, and
Did he make you his famous spaghetti?
Oh no! Oh, he talks about it a lot. The baked spaghetti, right?
Yeah.
He talks.
Spaghetti.
See, you ain't have to tell me.
I'm gonna say no cap.
But Mr. Wade, man, he's definitely done a lot for the community in the short amount of time that he's been here. He's done
Facts.
a lot more than a lot of people that's been living in Miami for 20 trillion years. So I want to commend you on that, Mr. Wade Sr., that what you've done for the community, especially what you do in North Miami, is greatly appreciated, man. And that father and son thing, it warms my heart every time, because that's how I am with my dad. So I know that feeling.
I can see that after you just picked up the phone and said, yo, call my dad. I'm like, that's some dope stuff. I don't hear that all the time.
Yeah. Because I trust my dad, like, his expertise in the business is like, and he thinks different than me. So like, I may think too quick, and then I tell him, and he's like, you know what, slow that down, you know. And I'd be like, you know what, this man is a successful businessman, and you know, I have to listen to him, you know, because like I gotta, like, I'm successful, but because of him. So I have to listen, you know, to what he says, as long as it's nothing outlandish. But he follows social media, he reads up, and he does his research. So I just, you know, I gotta.
How's that feeling to have a dad that you could look up to for advice, not just personal advice, but like business, like for you to pick up the phone right there and say, yo, give my dad a call first, and tell him what you think about it.
Yeah,
that holds weight.
Yeah, definitely, because he has a good understanding of music and sales, and because he's seen it from selling vinyls to now nothing but air and streaming, you know. So to come, because selling CDs was way harder than doing this, so I know this is like a cakewalk to him, because you know, the social media and buys and all that stuff is kind of simpler than actually door to door, you know what I'm saying, and going city to city, state to state, selling your t-shirts, selling your music, selling your things. It was a lot harder back then. So you know, I got to commend him for over 50 years in the business, you know. And the same thing with Mr. Wade Sr. When I see him, I like, this man look like he 25, man.
I know, he be trying to school me too. If you guys just turn in,
this man look like he 25 years old, man. I be like, man, what this man?
He's schooling me
that example for the older guys.
Definitely do. You 100% do, Mr. Singh. You definitely.
I think that's you know, what Mr. Wade called. He got one of those qualities you talked about your father. He's always, you know, thinking about stuff. He's like, man, Gary, before you make a move, you need to think about it. You know, I didn't have a pop or anything like that. Yeah. So the street raised me, you know what I mean? So I basically learn as I go. Yeah. So, you know, just working with him, he's like, all right, you know, slow it down. Tuck it.
Yes.
Go do your research. Yeah. Come back to it. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Mr. Wade, he even talks slow. He'd be like, yeah.
Yeah,
he don't talk fast. You notice that? You know,
that's how you know you're keeping it 100 with
100%.
You know what I mean? That's how you're keeping it 100. So if you guys just tuning in, we got the executive producer, the main man, Mr. Dwayne Wade Sr. on the line. He's here rocking with us with the original bad boy, Mr. Bibby himself. Baby, I didn't even know you had a brother.
Yeah. Lunch Money Lewis, big pop star, huge songwriter, and you know, he's doing well for himself at his young age. You know.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Congratulations, man. But let's go ahead to the IG.
No problem.
This is the IG segment.
This is the IG segment. No cap.
No cap. So tell me about the relationship with Neo, man.
Sure, man. I knew Neo for like about 15 years now. I met him when he was writing songs, you know, because, you know, he writes a lot of records. He wrote To the Left for Beyonce and Jennifer Hudson's records. And I just met him, and I caught a good relationship with him and his managers. And ever since, we just hit it off, man. It's been like 15 years, man. We've done so many events. We've done so many concerts, so many parties.
That's big.
He's hosted my birthday party, I mean, like 3-4 years in a row, and always performed and showed me so much love, man. So hats off to Neo. He came out here. He's one of the first guys to really implement Latin music, you know, into his thing. R&B. Remember, he did Tonight with
Pitbull. Tonight. I remember.
He was in Miami. That's why I say Miami is such a melting pot, and Miami does so much for the people, and they see things like they wouldn't see. Like in Atlanta, you don't see so many Spanish people. But he came to Miami, he was like, whoa. Like, I got to do something Spanish and something Latin to capture that demographic, because being in Miami, I see they have a huge demo, you know?
All right, talk about your relationship with Rick Ross.
Oh, man, I knew Rose for, man, about 20-some years, man. Long time, very long time. And it's just funny stories I got with Rick Ross, man. I see he was over the studio when Jay-Z was over there with E-Class, and he was just coming up. And Rose was always a dope writer. I always thought he was one of the best songwriters, rap-wise, in Miami. He's a very smart dude. But me and Rose are like personal friends. I've been friends with Rose for a very, very long time.
Give me the story about Ben Billions, the producer for The Weeknd.
Okay, the Ben Billions, man. I hired Ben Billions to work at Circle House straight out of school, out of Full Sail. My dad gave him the name Gentle Giant.
For real?
Because Ben was so big, but he's such a nice person. You know, so when you see most people so big, you don't think they're going to be so nice, and Ben was just so nice, and he caught a good relationship with DJ Khaled while being at Circle House at the studio, and Khaled stepped to me one time and asked me like, "Hey man, I really want to hire Ben. You know, I really want him to work with me, you know, full time myself." And I was like, "Yo, I'm not gonna hold somebody back from an opportunity like that." And then even after Khaled talked to me, Ben came and then talked to me again and said, "Hey, I'll stay if you want me to." And I said, "No, Ben, you don't miss no opportunity like that. You go take the opportunity." And he took the opportunity. And he still, to this day, he still brings me back so much business, you know.
That's what's up, man. One more. Let's go on French Montana.
French is a funny guy, my dude, my homie. I do a lot of stuff with him too when he comes into town. He also sampled some of my other clients' music, which is 2 Live Crew. You know, he sampled their songs.
Did they write it in your record, your studio?
Who?
Did they write the song in your studio?
Not that one, but French has worked there and done a bunch of stuff. And one thing I like about French, he'll listen to you. You know what I'm saying? So like if you got an idea or you got something,
he seems like that,
and he's in front of your face, and he's not gonna like just be like like he's gonna like hear you out, so you can get your point across to see if you can shop something to him, to see if that's why I love the business aspect of French, because French is a straight businessman. You know,
I see you got Yo Gotti a couple of times on your IG. No cap.
No cap. Yeah, I've been friends with Yo Gotti since he was signed to TVT Records. I actually met Yo Gotti through Big Teach. Remember Big Teach, Chef Teach?
Yeah, Chef Teach.
Chef Teach used to work for TVT Records, and his good friend was Brian Leach, and Brian Leach was the first guy to actually sign Yo Gotti, and I go way back with Yo Gotti from them days.
Give me a story about Yo Gotti.
It's really no story. Just really good friends with him, man, and my little brother and Ben and all them, they did Down in the DM. For him,
Word?
Yeah, Down in the DM.
Say that one more time so everybody know what just happened.
Yeah, my little brother, Breezy, and Ben Billions all worked on. They did Down in the DM for Gotti.
The hit that made his life different.
Yeah, the hit. Yeah, and he still to this day. I seen him this week. You know, I seen Gotti 2 days ago.
That's what's up, man. Man, it looks like you had a wonderful career, and it's still in continue to like the progress.
Yes, I haven't still even hit my peak yet, but it's coming, and you know, as I roll, I'm gonna take Miami with me. You know, like even us sitting down, this podcast is amazing. I love it. Like I told, you know,
it's just getting there.
It's getting there.
It's getting in his little legs. You hear him? Wait.
No, it's good though.
I wanted to say real quick, BB, that Neo is one of my favorites, man, for a minute now.
Oh man!
And I just love his music, man. I love the way he carries himself, stuff like that. So I know he's probably a great guy to work with. Before we go on, BBU and Gary, I'm right here in Madison, Wisconsin with my brother. So I wanted to introduce y'all to my brother real quick. He ain't never been on a Way Different show, but since we right here together, I can introduce my only brother and my big brother, Ralph Wade, and he's been doing music forever. He actually got a record out right now that he's working on. So I'll introduce y'all to my brother. Brother, say hi to everybody, Ralph.
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm blessed, man.
I mean, it's nice to have you on the mic, man. It's nice to hear you from you. It's a pleasure to meet you, Ralph.
Man. That's the show.
What kind of music
you never met him neither, but
what kind of music you do? What kind of music you do, Mr. Senior?
I do a little R&B, a little rap, stuff like that, whatever the situation calls for.
All right, man. Send us the song, man. We definitely want to hear it, man. That Wade family is talented.
You heard it from the original.
Right.
You heard it from the original.
The man asked you, BB, could he spit a couple of lines?
Hey, let's go.
Hey, he can spit a couple of lines, but I ain't gonna be Mr. Nice Guy. So if it's whack, I'm gonna tell you it's whack. Y'all know me by now.
Don't pay no attention to the head man. Though.
Hey, if it's whack.
If you whack, what, G?
I'm gonna cut the phone off. It's gonna be a collect call. We're gonna charge you for the call.
I know, right? I just want to spit a little bit.
Go ahead.
I like to be a great big movie star.
He just messed you up, man. He said he gonna spit too much.
That's old school right there, boy. That was hot.
Yeah, that's my big brother, man. He's been singing for many, many years now, man.
We bring him to the karaoke night and make him tear it down one time, Mr. Wade. When he get in town, we bring him over there.
Yeah, I'm definitely coming to Chicago, tear it down. You know we're gonna bring him to the spot.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
All right, Wade, man.
Yeah.
So we're gonna.
But I got this new fast cut, man. I'm trying to just get a video to it, man, and that's where I'm at right now. I'm kind of stuck with no income.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
With that said, we know what that was right there. That was the plug for me and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
If you're just now tuning in, that's Dwayne Wade Sr., the executive producer of The Way Different. He's on the phone right now. I got my main man, Baby, across from me. He's the president of Circle House. And it's been dope, y'all. We're going to have to let y'all go. Until next time.
Peace.
Peace.
Another episode of Way Different. This is live from the dojo. We got Z-Man in the building. We got Charlie Bravo in the building. And you know you got me, 365 Ninja. From the moment Mari enter, what's on me agenda? Find a shorty like she Dory, then I bring her to my center. Rose and margaritas pouring straight up out the blender. Chanel number 5, as it lingers, I remember what's your name, what's your sign. Damn, you know you fine, baby, all that ass, girl, I gotta make you mine. Daydreaming while I'm driving, how you looking from behind? If you feel the way I'm feeling, why the we wasting time? I deliver, make.
We all have dreams. So, I mean, I know people say, they probably think I'm used to it, you know what I'm saying, by now, but it's still a dream being in the NBA. You know, I still play 2K with those guys. So.
Which is why we end up the strongest, though. Let's be clear.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey.
Right, do you like to get? Do you like to get right? Do you like to get it on in the middle of the night? If you feel the way I'm